Hi friends, welcome back. Welcome to Let's Crack Civil Service Examination with Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. By just one subscription, you will get access to unlimited live and recorded courses from India's best educators. Get a subscription. Plus, you don't want personal guidance. If you want personal guidance, go for iconic subscription at a very reasonable price. This is a brief about me. I have taught almost all the subjects for UPSC examination except history. Somehow I felt that was very vast. Somehow I did not. Otherwise, I have taught all the subjects. Of late, because of syllabus change in 2011, all the people who wrote in 11 got one attempt in 2015. In that, I got top mark of 2000, top mark of like 124 in 2015. Like, I feel that is the top mark. I did not find anyone who has scored more than that. This made me to take up ethics. I spent 1 year going through all the second ARC reports. I've written a book on that one, completely covering it's around 250 pages. And this made me to think and expertise in ethics. You can contact me through my Telegram channel where I will be providing all the materials what I teach, and you can contact me through the link on an academy platform. My dear students, I asked you to get a subscription. Then you may ask me like what I will get, sir. Like why should I take? There are many institutions. Like why yours? See students, we have got structured courses. In that number one, they are created by experts. They are created by top educators in the field, and they are created based on the UPSC syllabus. They are created based on the previous year question papers. They are created like expecting the trend, catching the trend. Not only this, along with these courses, you are having live tests, not like somebody will give and after some time you can write live tests where you can evaluate yourself, where you will come to know where you are, where you stand. Of live, there will be polls there itself. And here the advantage is here live sessions also will be there. If you want like, to clarify any doubt with the educator, just through a chat you can discuss with him. All the doubts of the students will be clarified. Like all the educators are told to clarify all the doubts. Invariably they will clarify. In fact, they are subject matter specialists. And all these things for unlimited period. And above all, these are the things at a very reasonable price. You won't find anywhere. Unlimited access. There are many places where one time, two time, three times you can see. It's not like that. Unlimited. People who are skeptical before joining, after joining, they are satisfied. One of my student, in fact. Then you may ask me, sir, how I should get like subscription. To begin with, you have to download the Unacademy Learners app. There are dozens of app. Learners app you have to download. This is the beginning. I feel first step, like whether you join or not, I strongly recommend joining. But even if you are not like thinking already, feel that you have already taken coaching anything, I suggest you have to take. But before that, I would insist on downloading this app. In fact, many students they don't download, thinking that there's something different. Like, what are the advantages here? In the app, you will come to know who are the educators. These educators are ranked, my dear students. Then these educators' courses are there. Future courses will be there. And also you'll come to know the time when they will be taking the classes. And there are some special classes which will be available for free. And more than 100 educators you will come to know. Just by their presence, you will feel delighted. And all working for the success to produce top ranks. So first download the Unacademy app. This is free on Google and Apple Play Store. Next, there are top educators like Brunal Patel, Roman Saini, Sudarshan, Gupta, Sharma, Prakash, I. Sangvi, Malik, Rakesh Verma sir, a senior IAS officer, senior IAS officer at the level of secretary, all this thing, his experience recently, along with Brunal sir and Rakesh Verma sir, they have solved the questions, case study questions. Ethics paper is for civil servants. Already a senior bureaucrat, a person who has passed this exam, who has got the who has served in the service, combined with the top educator Brunal Patel, the best-selling author of many books. Like, no comparison for these things. This affects the cream. What is there in an academy is cream. These top educators have comprehensively prepared the syllabus. Sorry, prepared the courses. As I told you, there are more than 15,000 courses, not videos. Name the subject, you have got more than 100 courses already made. Say, for example, see, my dear friends, polity, governance, and international relations. 300 courses. Can you imagine 300 courses? For many, it is unimaginable. 300 courses. All, not only that, polity, history, geography, environment, ecology, CSAT, in even language papers, optional papers, hundreds of courses, and many dozen come upcoming. This all will be there in Plus and Iconic subscription. With my promo code Buddha, 12-month plus subscription, you'll be getting only for 3,713 rupees per month. For 12 months, it will be 44,550 rupees. The iconic subscription where you will be having hand-holding facility there, like the mentor will lead you from where to begin, where to end, what to stress on, personalized feedback, this at a very, very reasonable price. My dear friends, is there anyone who is giving unlimited access to all videos and that too with a personal mentor just for 62,000 per year? If you are a beginner, if you are in your college days or anything, I strongly suggest to take 2 year subscription. It will be just 4,000 per month with my promo code. Having realized the importance of optional, we have created optional as separate entity where almost all the options are taught. With my promo code and with for 1 year subscription, you'll be charged only 2,063 per month if you take 1 year subscription. My dear students, what are waiting for? Take my promo code and get 10% discount. Having said this, let us start a very, very important session. My dear students, this is a very, very important session for the very reason that this has not been comprehensively covered by many. Very, very important. What is foundational value? So Most most say that foundational values are those which are important. They are the foundation on which all the say that okay, this everybody know. Do you think a person who is preparing for civil service, who is writing mains, won't know these things? What else extra you know about foundational values? Why are they called foundational values? Do you know what second RC has said about foundational values? Do you know from where the foundation values have been taken? Do you know what are the second ARC recommendations of the foundational values? And one more thing, do you know why second ARC says that these are foundational values? Is this clear? So, what you will realize after reading and after going through my material and my teaching here is in this class, I will let you know why they are called foundational values. This is the only thing we are concentrating on that. We are not going in depth about all the foundational values and just a bit of the meaning, definition, one line thing. No. Why they are called foundational values will be understanding. Along with that, very closely related to this foundational value is your code of ethics. We'll be discussing that. How it is related? Are they different? Then closely related to this is your code of conduct. We'll discuss that. Is this clear? Very, very important session. If you are if anyone writing mains this time, if you have not watched this one, please watch. Because this is the chapter from which nearly 30% of the questions have come. If you don't know why they are called foundational values, or if you don't know why second ARC has called them foundational values, second ARC, the apex of reforms in public administration, the effects of reforms in civil service. Only there are two administrative reforms been constituted till now. One was in 60s. Now it is after 50 years they have constituted, my dear friends. This is the apex of the reforms suggested. In this, all your doubt with respect to foundational value, what are they, code of conduct, what is the status, all we will be discussing. First of all, syllabus always has a do. First of all, you have to see from which part of the syllabus the examiner is teaching and what exactly is given in the syllabus and also in which context they are giving. Say for example, I'll give you why you have to see the context and where the syllabus is given. Say for example, ethics in public administration, public or civil service values and ethics in public administration. In that you have a chapter known as accountability and ethical governance. So this accountability and the ethical governance you have to read under the broad heading of ethics in public administration and public service values. And they have given accountability and ethical governance. You have to correlate these two and you have to read not accountability separate and ethical governance separate. Did you get this? Because questions are coming like this. This is the way UPSC want you to understand, not as separate entities differently. Is this clear? Okay. So in the syllabus, they have given aptitude and foundational values for civil service. We have completed aptitude as a concept, and I have also given you hint. If you are failing and if aptitude like CSAT is difficult for you, just in one or two. This is not the correct platform. Just so I've just briefed the things in 1 or 2 minutes. If you are finding aptitude difficult, what are the things you have to do at the end? Okay. They have given aptitude for civil service, foundational values for civil service. This is the things given in the syllabus. Sources, what you have to refer. Somebody asked me the question, what you have to refer. I'll be telling the sources which you have to refer. As I said, second ARC and NCRT should be the things. Most of the things are given in these two itself. Say, for example, aptitude, attitude, all these things are given in the psychology book. Like that, I will tell you, like even the exact chapters when we go. For reference, you have to read two important references. That is, second ARC 10th report, refurbishing of personal administration, scaling new heights. In that, chapter number 12, Civil Service Code, chapter number 7, Civil Service Law, you have to read. This will be more than sufficient. If you are not satisfied, like I won't suggest, if you want, you can go for draft public service bill, which is also given in the same report. Other than this, my dear students, there is no need for you to go and refer anything. For this concept, is this clear? What are the things we'll be dealing today? First of all, we'll be understanding the concept of foundational value. What are foundational values for civil service? Why they are called foundational values? According to second ARC, we'll see. General common sense foundational values, foundation. Constitution is called foundational law. Constitution is called foundational law, basic law, fundamental law. Why? Constitution is the basis or the thing within which everything comes. You can't violate the constitution. This is the foundation. This is the basis on which all your laws, rules, regulations, everything are based. It is called the mother law. Similarly, these are the foundation values, very, very important, like general things. I'm just splitting the things. I'll go in depth into the second area things afterwards. We'll understand what exactly is this concept first. Next, we will correlate civil service values, code of ethics, and code of conduct. Here, a point of caution I want to tell you that is very important. 1 minute. My dear students, here we are discussing about civil service values, ethics, code of ethics, and code of conduct. Civil service is also a professional and also a career service. Like that, there are many professional services. All these services have their own values, their own code of ethics, their own code of conduct. Is this clear? All professions have values. Say, for example, medicine, medical values, medical code of conduct, medical code of ethics, chartered accountant in the same way, chartered accountant values, chartered accountant code of conduct, code of ethics, like that. So here we are speaking about civil service values. Is this point clear? You have to internalize, because many students they think that code of conduct, code of ethics, foundation values, this is only for civil servants, public servants. No, all professions have. All professions have. One more thing I would like to say. Say, for example, constitution, laws, rules, regulations, conscience. These are the source of ethical governance. Sorry, source of ethics. I'm carefully using the word. These are source of ethics. These are source of ethics. They are not equal to ethics. These are source of ethics for private and public life. But for professionals, along with this constitution, law, rules, regulations, for professionals, we have got these three values: code of ethics, code of conduct. Are you getting my point? These are the things which are specific to a profession, because a profession has a different expertise. Profession has a different way of affecting the society, and profession is a unity. It's a group of doctors. They share something in common. They have got same interest. Many. Is this clear? Okay. Next, we'll see the status of values, ethics, and conduct in civil service. India and world. In India, how it is. In the world, how it is. At now, well, at present, whether we have code of ethics, whether we have code of conduct, whether we have civil service values or not, we'll see which are the countries which are having these things, all these things. Next, we'll see why foundational values, code of ethics, and code of conduct required. In this session, I will be elaborating on the first three. In the further sessions, when we take up, I will discuss why we have four values, ethics, conduct as a separate thing. Along with that, we'll discuss many more things in depth. So, in this class, I'll be taking up first three. Last one see. We'll take up when we discuss code of ethics and code of conduct in probity in governance chapter. Because I don't want to confuse. First, I want to make the concept clear. Then afterwards, I will go in depth. And at the same time, I will make sure and I will make the point clear that I'm not going in detail to individual code of ethics, code of conduct, or those things today. I'm concentrating on what is civil service value, what is civil service code of ethics, what is code of conduct. Is this clear? Next, the concept of foundational values. To know what is a foundational value, you should know the meaning of value first. What is a value? Value. What are values? Values are those which are important to a person, group, organization, or society. This we have discussed, so I will go little fast. So, what are values? Values are the things which are important to a person, organization, or society. Those important for organization are called organization value, society, societal value, person, personal value, group value. Values are abstract. Values are mental construct. They are abstract. Means those are the things which cannot be directly observed or measured. This pen, is it abstract? No. We can directly observe and measure. I love civil service. Can we measure that? That's the reason, like many people often use this term. You don't know how much I love you. You cannot measure. It's abstract. It is global. Values are global. It's all encompassing. Values are encompass everything. Your ethics, value, attitude, all these things comes under that itself. And they're object free, not tied to object. Patriotism, love, affection, sympathy. Can you tie all these things to an object and say that there is value? When you tie these things, you are objectifying that. Then that is not a value. So, my dear friends, very very important thing. Don't tie values with object. That is one of the major mistakes done by many. Terrorism, you tie that to some religion. Terrorism, you tie that to some person. That is wrong. Like generally it is shown like that, but it is wrong. Values cannot be tied like that. All village people very good, like as in movies. All city people somehow bad. Is this so? All village girls innocent. All city girls. No, that's wrong. Do you feel all rich are bad? All poor are good? That is a mistake. You are tying. That should not be. Patriotism to one organization. One organization is claiming that they are patriots. No, patriot is a value. Don't tie that to your thing. Then when you tie that, that is like attitude. That is not value. So don't have these kind of things. That is a wrong way. And we have studied why they are relatively permanent, because these values are the things which guide our behavior, all these things. We are known by our values. If these values are not relatively permanent, if they are dynamic and if they change very frequently, then society becomes a very like chaotic place. You won't be having a reference. It is said a known devil is better than an unknown angel. Here, what why I took this example is values are like relatively permanent. The devil we know, since these values are relatively permanent, we know how to interact with that devil. What about this unknown angel? You don't know what are the values. Whenever it want, it can give you like varam, otherwise shapa. It can curse you, and or it can bless you. If values are not relatively permanent, you'll be afraid to interact with other people. Morning, you was a very good person. Evening, you are that person was the like worst fellow you have not seen in your life. Will you interact with them? No, they are relatively permanent. And also, they are a point of caution for you. All these things, preference, values, ethics, morals, and attitude. There are many things common in them. Values can also be called as preferences. Values can also be called as those which are important. There are some values which are ethical. So, if you come across any literature, why I'm telling this specifically is my students often face this problem. Sir, I was reading, the author was using ethics. Suddenly, he started using morals. After some time, suddenly using values for the same thing. Suddenly, after he started using attitude, there are many things common in these things. In some cases, you can generalize these things. They're different at the same time. Next, values important for a person are referred to as personal values important for society as societal value. Then, what are civil service values? Yes, let me know. Message me. What are civil service values? It's there based on the deduction. Deduce it. What are civil service values? The values important to the civil services or the civil servant are referred to as civil service values. This is a complete holistic definition. Please internalize. Values important to civil services or civil servant are referred to as civil service values. Then you may ask me, which are those values which are important for civil servant? How can we say that some values are important for civil services and civil servant? What is your answer? What are the values which are important for civil service? Who is a civil servant? First, who is a civil servant? What is his position? What is his job? Civil servant. Nagarik say means he is the servant of people. He is a servant of people. Say for example, you have got a servant. You are the master. So what is important for your servant when he is working? The interest of the master is important. Is this clear? What is important for civil service and civil servant? The interest of the people, that is public interest, is the thing which is important for civil service and civil servant. So what are civil service values? The values which reflect or which give importance to public interest are civil service values. Is this clear? What are the foundational values? What are civil service values? Please internalize this. This is a very important concept. You won't get this concept anywhere other than the second ARC report. Is the concept clear? I'll just explain in 1 minute again. For civil service or civil servant, their master, or for the people to whom they are working, is people. So what is important for civil service or civil servant? The welfare of the people. Means what the master want their servant to be. That is the civil service value. What people expect from a civil servant is civil service value. Is this clear? Very important. How people expect a civil servant to be, that is civil service value. Because in a democracy, people are the sovereign. People are supreme. Everything, government, civil service, the organization structure is all there for the serving the people. People are sovereign. So civil servant is a servant of the people. So what people expect, what a master, what you expect from your servant, that is the thing important. Is this clear? Okay. Civil servant. So for civil servant, people's interest or public interest is important. We have studied what is public interest in our integrity chapter. Civil service values according to second ARC. According to second ARC, civil service values are those values which reflect public expectations from a civil servant. My dear students, this is the I have taken exact line without any change. Please internalize these things. So civil service values are those values which reflect public expectations from a civil servant. I am a public. I expect civil servant to be honest, accountable, transparent, to be person of integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship. Then all this becomes civil service value. Main point, I repeat this. Reflect public's expectations from a civil servant. Civil service values are those values which reflect public expectations. What public expect from a civil servant are the civil service values. In them, some are very important. They are known as foundational values. Is this concept clear? Next. According to second ARC, civil service values are the values and ethical standard that a civil servant should imbibe. Should imbibe in himself. He has to identify himself with those ideas. He has to immerse himself in those ideas. He has to inculcate those ideas. Is it clear? These are second ARC things. I'm speaking of. These values should reflect public expectations from the civil servant with reference to continuing the thing political impartiality, maintenance of highest ethical standards, accountability for actions. Very, very important. So, what are foundational values or what are the values for civil service? Second year sitting, you won't get anywhere. Please concentrate here. So, values which reflect public expectations from the civil servant are called civil service values with reference to political impartiality. Political impartiality. Maintaining highest ethical standard. What is the maintaining highest ethical standards? What what is the word for highest ethical standards? Maintaining, practicing ethical standards. What is it called? We have studied integrity, maintenance of highest ethical standard because ethical standards are just standards, some principles. When you maintain, when you bring them into practice, then only it is called integrity. Otherwise, standards it will be just like ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಬದನೆಕಾಯಿ means just it will be there. Accountability for actions, whatever he does, you should be accountable for the people. Is it clear? If you understand this slide, there is nothing more required for you. Is it clear? Foundation value means this slide. These are the values and ethical standards which a civil servant should imbibe. This value should reflect public expectations from civil servant with reference to political impartiality, maintenance of highest ethical standards, accountability for action. Just remember, if you can't remember anything, just remember civil service values are those which reflect public expectations from a civil servant. If you want to be still clear and elaborate the things, you can say with respect to political impartiality, maintenance of highest ethical standards, accountability. Isn't it very easy? I'm giving you this in point form. Okay. Next, according to second ERC, these are the things. These are the foundational values. Civil services and civil servants should be guided by. I'm using like quoting the things. Should be guided by the following values. Very important, my dear friends. Second ERC is saying civil servant and civil services should be guided by these values. First is commitment to constitution, the law of the land. Here I have like highlighted and underlined the thing because in second year's report says that apart from commitment to constitution, they mention these things. So many students are forgetting that second ARC is taking for granted and he thinks that like commitment to constitution is a basic thing. You are when you are living in India, commitment to Indian constitution is a basic thing. So second ARC says that apart from commitment to constitution, absolute integrity at all times, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy towards weaker sections. These are the things. So constitution, commitment to constitution is also very, very important. Don't overlook that. You have to write that. Otherwise, your answer won't be complete. Commitment to constitution is very, very important. When you say that you are committed to constitution, then almost all you are committed to laws, rules, regulations because these rules, laws cannot violate constitution. Absolute integrity means he's talking about ethics. What is absolute integrity? Following ethical standards and morals, values. Is this clear? We'll be discussing all these things in depth because these are separate chapters. 4 times they have asked questions about integrity directly in a different fashion in 14, 15, 18, 19. Same thing they have repeated. We'll discuss all those things. So this slide I have given to show you what exactly given in UPSC syllabus, which was published in 2000, not published, which came into practice from 2013. It was published in 2012 itself. Exactly, I have reproduced these things. The third chapter or third para, apart from the preamble. So here, why I'm bringing is what second ARC has said. See, these are the things second ARC has said. Second ARC has given its report in 2008. Your syllabus came in 2013. So see, to show you that UPSC has just picked those things. See, these are the on the left side you have got those things. Right side your syllabus. Even your UPSC has made this same mistake. As students make, it has also overlooked the first thing. Second AR says that apart from commitment to constitution, these are the foundational values. UPSC also absolute integrity. It has forgotten those things. Constitution one extra thing. So impartiality same here. Objectivity, dedication, all these things. So you may say here you feel like things in green. Tolerance and compassion they have added, but empathy includes to be empathetic. You have to be tolerant and compassionate also. Without tolerance and compassion, empathy cannot be. So what I'm saying is directly they have put the ARC recommendation into your syllabus and they have given the name foundational values. What second ARC has referred to as values. So don't bring all the things and say that these are the foundational values. These are the only foundation values according to second ARC. Is this clear? Not all the things. Anything other than this, they may be important. They are not foundational. You have to be contextual. You have to be specific. You have to be accurate. One of the most accurate thing and one of the most important thing referred by UPSC is second ARC. In fact, I am showing you how they have derived and taken line by line from second ARC report. So you have to go with that. Next, another important thing is before second ARC recommended before that itself, a bill was tabled. Draft Public Service Bill. This has not been passed till now. It is in the form of bill. It has been under the consideration of Ministry of Personal Public Grievances since 2007. In this bill, in fact, it first spoke about values for civil service. It first spoke about the foundational values. After that, second ARC. So, according to it, these are the foundational values. According to Public Service Bill, patriotism, upholding national pride, allegation, constitution, law of the nation, objectivity, impartiality, honesty, diligence, courtesy, transparency, to maintain absolute integrity. These are the things according to Draft Public Service Bill. So what is the take home from these things? The things which are highlighted in red are the things which are, though in general they have given in the second ARC, they're different, extra things which are not there in the second ARC. So what are your foundational values, my dear students? This. So the things given by second ARC and draft public service bill which is under the consideration of Ministry of Personnel. Your civil service comes under Ministry of Personnel. So these two things are your foundational values. Is this clear? There are many other things are there, neutrality, all these things, but these are very, very important. Just first you internalize these things already nearly 15 times this like in different ways this all the things present in this are asked. Is this clear? So every word in this slide you have to internalize, you have to know the meaning and you have to apply that to civil service. How is it important? How you can improve that? why it is not been up to the mark, all these things. Now let us discuss civil service values, code of ethics and code of conduct. How they are related, what is the difference, what is the status in India. Number one, my dear friends. First, as values are all encompassing. Civil service values, foundational values are all encompassing. Within these values, within these foundational values comes your code of ethics. In these foundational values comes your code of ethics. Within these two comes your code of conduct. Is this clear? Any doubt? If you don't understand like this, it is very, very difficult for you to grasp the things. Like a broader concept to make you like you are a analogy for you, not the exact thing. Like I'll give you an example. Say for example, this is Constitution. All the laws should be within this Constitution, isn't it? All the rules and regulations should be within this, isn't it? What is the difference between Constitution, law, rules? The main difference is who makes them. We'll discuss that point in context, I will say. Constitution is supreme. Why? Below that, laws are supreme. Why? Below that comes your rules and regulations. Why? My dear students, for one reason, main reason, who has made the constitution? People. People are supreme. Then comes people's representatives, legislatures who make law. Then comes among the legislatures, some people are elected. Some people are elected to execute. So executive make rules. So, rules cannot violate laws and constitution. Laws cannot violate constitution. Is this concept clear? In the similar fashion, code of conduct are very concrete things which comes under the broader concept of ethics. Code of ethics, which comes within values. Is this clear? Code of conduct for civil service code of ethics according to second ARC. Let us see, according to second ARC, what is civil service code of ethics? We have seen values. What are values? What are civil service values? What are civil service values? Values are those which reflect public expectation from a civil servant. Is it clear? Next, according to second ARC, code of ethics has given two things here. In the first place, he was referring to the expectations of the people, because in a democracy, people are sovereign, people are the king, civil servants are the servants of the people, or the people who are there to work for the betterment of the people. So values is a bigger concept, in that comes ethics. So here he is saying that the broad principles which govern the behavior of the civil servant. See here. So values, you're saying the expectations of the people. Now he is getting little like concrete within those values. Principles, the two broad principles which should govern the behavior of the civil servant. Very important. Just internalize the thing. Broad principles which govern the behavior of the civil servant are called code of ethics. In another place, second ARC has used another definition also. Broad is important in both the cases. These are the two things I am as it is I have taken, I have quoted them. Broad guiding principles of good behavior and governance. So anything required for good governance and good behavior are your code of ethics. Code of ethics are broad guiding principles of good behavior and good governance. For good governance, what are the things required, and for good behavior, what are the guidance? That is your code of ethics. Is this clear? Please internalize this one. In most of the cases, like in many areas, governance is missing, but you have to write this because second year has said. Just there are two, three words here. You can internalize them. Values or expectations of the people. Here, code of ethics is referring to the broad principles governing the behavior and also good governance. Good behavior and good governance. If you don't write governance, okay, because in most of the things they are not writing, but second year has explicitly mentioned to make you remember. I'm saying you have to write in the examination governance, otherwise you won't get good marks. But for your convenience, for you to remember, I want to give only one word for one concept. For foundational values or civil service values, expectations of the people. For civil code of ethics, broad principles of behavior. One word I am giving. Add to that after you internalize that, good governance. Is this clear? Next, code of conduct. Code of conduct, as I said, within, as I have explained you, these are like within the broader concept of value. Value, this is value. You have got code of ethics. Within that, you have got code of conduct. See here, these are broad principles of governance and behavior. Here, see here, precise. When you come to this area, code of conduct, precise and unambiguous, acceptable and unacceptable behavior and action. Precise, unambiguous, acceptable behaviors and actions. Very simple. I'm telling like very, like you can say take this as a spoon feeding. Code of conduct are in the form of precise, unambiguous, acceptable and unacceptable behavior and also actions. See here, what were your ethics? They're broad principles of the behavior. Here they are specific to behavior and action. One example how specific they will be. One of the code of conduct we'll discuss in detail when we take up these topics as a separate entity. Says that a civil servant cannot have more than one spouse. Maybe like spouse means wife or husband. Isn't it not precise? Isn't it not unambiguous? It is saying you cannot have more than, means if you have more than one, it is unacceptable. One acceptable, your behavior and action. This is okay. Just internalize the definition. There's nothing more than this. This is most often asked. In fact, in 2019, case studies they have asked like how to evolve a very strong code of ethics, code of conduct, all these things which are acceptable to all and which will make the civil service better. And by this, the civil service will be in a better way to serve the people, more people friendly, like that. Just if you know this concept, you can really write those answers well. In fact, the people who had better idea of all these things have written very, very good last time. Very important. This chapter is like this session. The whole session is very important. One of the thing is like reading the whole second ARC, all these things is a very, very difficult and a strainful thing. As I have told, not only this, teaching this paper, ethics paper is very difficult because philosophy, psychology, sociology things also you have to know. You should know governance, polity, public administration, all these things. And also, don't think that a philosopher, a psychologist, a sociologist will be able to teach. No, these things we have to apply to bureaucracy, all these things. So it is very, very difficult. A person has to master in all these areas. To master all these areas, you take any subject, a person has to work at least some 5 to 10 years, isn't it? You might have done engineering, medicine, all these things. You have spent 4 5 years. Have you got mastery over them? Similarly, these things. Now, this is a subject very, very new. To master, one has to at least, I feel like why I am not telling any book as references, still they are in the process of evolution. They are in the process of development. There's a long way to go to get a concrete book. Now the books what you have is just like the Google things. I feel that then better than these things is Wikipedia for all these things. In fact, all these things are taken from Wikipedia itself. 50% of the content in most of the books is from Wikipedia. Okay. So now let us see the status. The concept is clear. Values, broader thing. Within that ethics, code of ethics, within that conduct. And here, point should be clear. We are talking about civil service values, all these things. And one more very important thing, all professionals have values, code of ethics, code of conduct of their own. Okay, next. In India, as of now, we don't have prescribed foundational values or code of ethics. Very important. Please internalize this thing. I am telling this prescribed. There is no prescribed civil service values or code of ethics. Is this point clear? But I am not saying that there is no foundational value or there is no code of conduct. There are foundational values, there are code of ethics, but they are in the form of conviction. They are in the form of some rules and regulations. But in nowhere they have not prescribed like a list they have given. See, these are the civil service values and code of ethics. They have not said like that. Is this clear? Very, very cautiously you have to mention this. Like many say that there is no code of ethics, code of civil service values. That is wrong. We do have, but we don't have in a prescribed way as a list. But second ARC, second ARC and draft public service bill has prescribed that, has prescribed them. Now, till now, they are just only recommendations. They have not been passed and they have not been implemented. So as of now, recommendation is done by two, draft public service bill and second ARC, but they have not been come into force. This is clear, very important. The same thing what I will be teaching further will be based on all these things. So I would like to say once again, there is no prescribed civil service foundational value or code of ethics, but we have foundational value of and code of ethics in the form of convictions. in the form of some rules, regulations, indirectly, not in a prescribed way. But second ARC and Draft Public Service Commission Bill has prescribed them. They are in the form of still recommendations. They have not been implemented. But we do have code of conduct. And also code of conduct is present in more with respect to all the professions. Because almost there cannot be any profession without code of conduct. Long back, hundreds of years back, even the merchants, they had guilds. Do you know who are the people who are the most powerful in this world? Merchants. Who ruled India? Don't think that British people, all British Parliament, they ruled. In fact, no. In fact, the East India Company that ruled India. Afterwards, they gave the power. In fact, East India Company was more powerful than even the British government itself. Similarly, our merchants, they even had like lot of influence in Southeast Asia. They all had some code of conduct. Okay. In India, we don't have these things. I have explained these things. In the world, there are many countries at the world level. There are many countries where values and ethics are there for civil services. What are they? At present, there is no prescribed thing. There is no prescribed civil service values or code of ethics for civil servants in India. I have explained you this. Draft Public Service Bill 2007 has recommended public service values or code of ethics. This has recommended, it has not come into being. Second ARC has also recommended. Here, one thing very important. In previous civil service examination, they have asked, maybe in 2015, I suppose, civil service code or public service code. I will just briefly explain. I won't go in depth. So, second ARC has recommended values and ethics. These values and ethics are recommended in a law. This is like bill. Bill means it has to be passed by parliament, isn't it? So it has recommended a law which is known as civil service law. Recommended, not it passed. In this law, second ARC has recommended a law. This law is civil service law. Within this law, there is one important thing. Within that, there is one important thing known as Civil Service Code. Within that law, it has recommended a law for civil service. Till now, we don't have any law related to civil service. Second ARC has recommended a law. We have got constitutional provisions. We have got some rules and regulations, but we don't have law. Second ARC has recommended a law. In that law, second ARC has given one code, civil service code. In this civil service code, they have recommended civil service values and also ethics. Is this clear? Okay. I'll tell them. I'll once again tell you these things. Second ARC has recommended a law for civil services. This is known as civil service law. Till now, we don't have a law for civil service. We have got rules, regulations, and also we have got constitutional provisions, but we don't have law. One law it has recommended. In this law, important within this law, there is an important thing known as Civil Service Code. Within this Civil Service Code, there is one important thing that is with respect to civil service values and civil service ethics. Is this clear? Next, both draft public service bill and also second ARC have recommended for giving statutory backing. Statutory backing means what is this statutory backing? Made by law, made by parliament, made by legislature is the statutory backing. Is this clear? Both have asked for a statutory backing. What is the difference between rules, regulations, law, constitution? Let me explain these things in brief. See, this is constitution. Constitution is the law of the land, supreme thing. It is having the highest power. Why? Why constitution is having the highest power? Because it is made by people. People are sovereign. People are king in a democracy. So the master, who is the master, who is the king in democracy? People. So these people have made law. Sorry, people have made constitution. So it is having a very high power. Constitution is supreme. Law of the land, mother law, basic law, foundational law. Nothing can violate this. So that is the reason even many, like even our OIC sub, he says when someone asks to do something or something like that, Akbaruddin OIC sub says that no, I won't do because it is not there in the constitution. Because constitution is the law of the land. If constitution has said, I will do. Why constitution is supreme? It is made by the people. People are supreme sovereign in democracy. Within that we have got law. Who make laws? Laws are made by legislatures, means representative of the people. Second in importance or level. Laws cannot violate constitution. Rules are made by executive. So is this point clear? Many are confused with these things. So why you have got separate chapter in prelims, in polity as constitutional bodies? Because this is given by constitution, they have got more power. These constitutional bodies, your your legislature cannot do anything because it is given by constitution. Your legislature, who is the representative of the thing, constitution is made by people. People are at the top. Representative of the people, legislatures, they will make laws which has to be within the boundaries of the constitution. Among the your legislature, some are into executive. They make rules and regulations. Is this clear? So executive resolution, your like Niti Ayog, erstwhile planning commission, they are made by executive resolution. What is the meaning? Your PM and council of ministers are making that. Whenever you say there is these are statutory means legislature is making. Whenever you say constitution, who is making? People. Since constitution is from the people, it is having the highest thing. You can't violate that. Legislatures are making laws because they are the representatives. Your executive is making the rules. Rules cannot violate law, law cannot violate constitution, and so on. So, is this clear? Now, second ARC and Draft Public Service Commission, they want to give this statutory backing because they want to make civil service laws. Means they have to be passed by the legislature, both the houses. Is this clear? Any doubt with respect to this thing? A very important concept and construct which is often confused by most of the students. Constitution is supreme. Why? Given by people. Then law, then rules. Rules by executive, law by legislature. Code of conduct in India status. We have got a code of conduct prescribed for civil servant. We have got this one. And in most of the countries also, as I said, all professionals will be having these things. But second ARC says that there are some things which we have to modify. Before that, we have got code of conduct prescribed. They are in the form of rules. See here. So code of conduct are in the form of rules here. They are not in the form of law, a bigger thing, are not in the form of the constitutional backing. Your code of conduct are in the form of rules. Central Civil Service Conduct Rules 1964, All India Services Conduct Rules 1968, and analogous rules applicable to employees of various state governments. So similarly, it means that similarly state government employees are also having some code of conduct. What is the difference between central services and all India services and state services? All India services are those which are present throughout India. No, central services are also present throughout India. Very important, and will tell in only one line. All India services are the services which are common to both center and state. All India services are the services which are common to both center and state. Center also has its own services, that is central services, central civil service conduct. State also has its own service, their state services. Is this clear? Very, very crisply I have explained. All India services are the services which are common to both center and state. Center also has its own services, they are called as central services. Your Indian revenue services, like customs, all these things. State has some services which are called as state services. So all these have their own conduct rules. Is this clear? Second ARC says that although civil service conduct rules constitute a very comprehensive and very wide ranging set of guidelines, they suffer from many shortcomings and anomalies. Because these are prepared long before, from 1930s we have been recently we have been amended, these were amended, and the present form, like 1964 thing is the present form, but we have got many things which have been, say for example, if for take 64 itself, how many years, nearly 50 years, things have changed. In one of the, why it is saying that there are many shortcomings and anomalies, why does second year say this is, say for example, there is one code of conduct which says that you can't take any gift more than 5,000, or you can't purchase anything something like more than 5,000. 50 years back the value of 5,000 was different. Some relatives something, now 5,000, 5,000 what you will get. 50 years back it was very, very huge amount. Like that there are many shortcomings and anomalies. So second ARC says that conduct rules for civil servants need to be redrawn based on the values and code of ethics as outlined by the Commission. So it says that they are comprehensive, they are wide ranging, but there are many shortcomings and anomalies. So there is a need to redraw conduct rules based on the values and the code of ethics outlined. This is clear. So it has given ethics, and it above that it has given values, civil service values. Based on that you have to go for code of conduct, redrawing the code of conduct. Is this clear for you? Any doubt? At the word level, like the code of conduct, all these things we'll study. At the word level, Code of ethics is universally present because there, sorry, code of conduct is universally present because profession cannot be there without code of conduct. Second, what is there in the second ARC? Most countries have reformed the civil service, such as New Zealand, Australia, and UK. These have established a set of principles to guide civil service behavior in the form of values. Means New Zealand and Australia, UK, and many countries which have reformed are having values. Is this right? Is this clear? So name the countries which are having civil service foundational values or civil service values. New Zealand, Australia, UK, and many more. Clear? Still important things to come. Some countries, like I have taken same second ARC word. In some countries, civil service values have been embedded in the laws. Laws means who will make legislature. Based on the Australian civil service laws. In Australia, we have got civil service laws. Based on those laws, second ARC has recommended civil service laws for Indian civil service. Is this clear? But there are many other countries like Poland where civil service laws are given by the constitution itself. Second ARC has not taken that as the appropriate thing. So constitutionally giving the values, second ARC said no, it is not needed. It has given statutory backing. It has recommended for statutory backing. How? It has by recommending a law based on the Australian laws. Is this clear? So this is the thing. Users' values and ethics are given constitutional position, constitutional backing in some countries like Poland. They have been given statutory backing in some countries like Australia. And with respect to the laws, code of conduct, it is universal, present in almost all the countries. Any doubt with respect to these things? So, in our next session, with respect to when we take up code of conduct and code of ethics, we'll see what is the need of foundational values or code of ethics for civil service. So, now, as I told you, second ARC has recommended a law for civil service. What I am asking is, what is the need of this law given by second ARC? Why it has not given at this time? Is it clear? So, two, three things we have to answer. One is why? What is the need of new civil service law? What is the need of foundational values? What is the need of code of conduct? All these things we have to discuss. So, one thing is what is the need of law, new law as recommended by civil service? And what is the need of foundation value itself when you have got like elaborate code of conduct and civil service code of conduct which has been given by second ASC asked in UPSC previous years. Okay, let me brief the things. Second ARC has given a new law recommended, we can say recommended new law for civil service. This is known as civil service law. Now our question is, what is the need of a new civil service law? Number one. Number two, what is the need of foundational values and code of ethics? Now, all these days it was not there. Why? Third, we will discuss what is the need of code of conduct itself. Fourth, we will look into the thing is second ARC has recommended Civil Service Code. This is code of conduct which is already present since 1930s. The latest between 1964, 96, these things. So all these things and many more we'll take up in our next session. Other than that, one assignment for you. See, we are all governed by laws, but why civil servants should be governed by some specific laws, more constraint for them. Some say that civil servants should not be involved in political activities. There are many limitations for them. They say that this is a violation of human rights. What is your opinion? The question is, although all the citizens are subjected to the law of the land, in case of civil servants, there must be standards of behavior more stringent than those of ordinary citizens. Standards of behavior, the ethical standards for civil servants should be stringent. Why? This is the question. All these things and many more we'll be discussing in the classes we'll be taking up. As I have told, I'll be covering each and every topic in the syllabus, line by line, word by word, and also the previous year questions. After that, I will also give some tests, analysis, answer writing, all will be there. So, I wish you happy reading with Unacademy, happy learning with Unacademy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also don't like to press the bell icon. Use my promo code Buddha and get 10% discount and join my Telegram group for the latest material which I will be giving with respect to ethics. If you refer this material, what I give in this group, there is no need for you to refer any book. That is the reason why I have not recommended any book. In fact, I thought of like giving some inputs with respect to the books present in the market. Since I am an author and I have also written two books, telling anything more about my books will be like self advertisement or boasting. Telling the lackiness of other books will be like criticizing the thing. So, what I say is, I have referred all the books, I watch all the videos present. So, no need for you to roam here and there. I'll be doing all these things for you. Just follow my class and my Telegram group where like a holistic approach and everything will be given. Let's crack UPSC Civil Service examination with Unacademy. Happy learning. Take care.